And want to welcome you into the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com, presented by Tab Bank. And we also want to give a warm welcome to the Davis Darts. Welcome to the Rewind Sports family, as we will be carrying the Davis Darts football games for the remainder of this season. They are now part of the network, and we're happy to be here. Alex Napolis, Brian Brown, this is Davis High School, and we're ready for a big 6A matchup.
Absolutely, Alex, and I think it's one of the best on the schedule tonight. It's a beautiful evening here in Kaysville. Excited to be a part of this, specifically this game, but also this season for Davis High School that started off so almost majestically. They hit a little bit of a road bump last week, and on the flip side of it, you've got the upstart Mountain Ridge Sentinels.
That ball booted away on the kickoff. It'll be fielded and returned by the Davis Darts. Good return here from Morrison, who finds some space, and Isaac Morrison finally pushed out of bounds. But Isaac Morrison, he's so dangerous.
Yeah, and that's the epitome of this Davis Darts football team. They are dangerous, and not just because they're darts, Alex. It's because they've got athletes everywhere. And as we watch number 4, Trayden Bessinger, walk out on the field, he's got a bevy of options that he can get the job done with here offensively.
First down coming up for the Darts, and our first chance to see this offense take the field for the first time tonight, as Trayden Bessinger will be lined up in the shotgun. Bird, the running back. 2 receivers out to the far sideline, as Bessinger here will motion them over to the near side. And an early timeout taken here by the Davis Darts. Play clock running down. There is 1 second left, and they'll have to take that timeout.
Yeah, in one of those situations where Coach Peary wants to try and get his team on the same page. Mentioned that they had such an outstanding start, the very first game of the season against Brighton, and a rough game last week, an overtime loss against Fremont. Had to overcome a lot of adversity just to climb back into that game. And so you want to get your guys feeling good, get them off to a solid start. Not a bad idea to take a timeout here, especially when you have such a strong advantage in terms of field position. We saw that be a huge factor in the game last week where Mountain Ridge upset Lehigh.
I want to take a quick moment to thank our presenting sponsor for Davis football here on the Rewind Sports Network. Life can wear on a person. If you're lacking the energy you wish you had to live your best life, check out Black Flag. Their energy sticks provide the pickup you want. Use code DART20 at blackflag.com. As a good handoff here. The Darts onto the attack, and it pushed out of bounds, but Jackson pushed out of bounds. And a big first down here for the Darts.
Yeah, and you can see why Coach Peary wanted to call timeout there. A little bit of trickeration as Zero takes the handoff and then pitches it back to Jackson Itaehu, and he scrambles and rambles for a first down.
Quick tempo here for the Darts as Bessinger will hand that off to Bird. Quick pass out to Bird is going nowhere as the Sentinels defense is there, and it'll bring him down for a loss.
And that was something that the Sentinels were great at last week, limiting big plays. This defensive front undersized, but plays together and plays aggressively.
Second down coming up here for Davis after the big run from Jackson. Bird lined up in the backfield alongside Bessinger. As Bessinger will take the drop back out to Bird. Bird with the catch, past the 50, and then wrestled out of bounds, but he too will be brought down for a loss.
Again, this defensive front plays aggressive from Mountain Ridge, able to corral Bird. He's not able to get outside. And now Davis facing a 3rd and long. But if you've got to go 3rd and long, Alex, I don't know that there's a better player in the state than Bessinger, Trayden Bessinger.
3rd and long coming up now for the home side. Davis Darts. Trayden Bessinger lined up in the shotgun. Bird alongside him. 2 receivers out to the far sideline, 2 near. Bessinger takes the snap. He drops back. Looking to go deep, and it's over the middle. Caught. Jackson brings it in, and he'll be brought down past the sticks. That's a first down, Davis.
Yeah, Jackson Itaehu, he's just a junior, Alex, but he got an offer from Utah last year because there is so much talent and potential in his game.
Here comes a first down for the Davis Darts with 10:27 left to go. Trayden Bessinger sends Bird in motion. Bessinger takes a snap, gets it out to Sparrow. Sparrow trying to turn, and he'll be brought down in the backfield as Caden Runyon there with the challenge.
Yeah, nice job by Runyon. You see him, he gets up, he's fired up, avoids the blocker, and able to tackle the elusive Bodie Sparrow. And I don't love to mention offers all the time, but Bodie Sparrow picked up an offer from Oregon. That just justifies how talented a player he really is.
Big part of this Darts offense. Good to see Bodie Sparrow out there after that overtime loss to Fremont. And now Bessinger here with an empty backfield, drops back over the middle, caught, and Morrison wrestled down. First down Darts, and they're moving down towards the red zone.
Bessinger to Isaac Morrison, tackled by...
You love the calm composure back there by Trayden Bessinger. He's able to find his receiver deep downfield, and the Darts are in the hustle mode, ready to score.
Bessinger will take the snap. Over the top towards Sparrow. Sparrow brings it in. And Sparrow with the touchdown snag. Darts take a lead.
Trayden Bessinger to Bodie.
Bessinger throws an absolute rainbow ball, and Sparrow glides in there, snatches the ball out of the air, drops the toes in the end zone, and it's a quick 6 for this Davis Darts offense.
Phenomenal catch by Sparrow into the end zone. Darts lead it with 9:39 left to go. Here comes Luke Jolly with the point after attempt. Jolly puts it up, it's through, and Davis Darts take a 7-0 lead here at home.
Luke Jolly with the P18.
And the memories of that early timeout, Alex, fade quickly as Davis strikes early and quick here against this Mountain Ridge defense. It was a defense that we saw really step up against Lehigh last week. I'm not ready to say that they're shell-shocked, but I think they just had a rude awakening to what they're coming into tonight with Davis High.
That Davis Darts touchdown brought to you by Henry Walker Homes. Henry Walker Homes gets you in a home faster. With communities in Davis and Salt Lake counties, they provide the custom look you want with the craftsmanship of the experienced builder. They work together with you to ease your concerns. It's like you're part of the family. With mortgage promotions, they can get you into your dream home today. Visit them online at henrywalkerhomes.com. Here with 9:39 left to go in the first quarter, we'll have our chance to see this Mountain Ridge offense for the first time. Prior to, though, Luke Jolly to boot this one away on the kickoff. Jolly will boot this one away. Fielded by, no, he'll let it roll into the end zone and out. Ashton Gates thought about the return and said we'll have a touchback. And here comes the Sentinels offense.
An offense that didn't produce a lot of points, but they really didn't need to, Alex. They just needed to control the football, and they got enough done last week to get the win as they were relying upon that defense to really shut down Lehigh. Tonight, I think we're going to see a little bit more action from Jackson Hunt and his crew of Merry Sentinels as they take the field for the first time on offense.
Here comes Jackson Hunt and this Sentinels offense. Excited to see Jackson Hunt and see what this Sentinels offense can do after that huge win against Lehigh last week. This is a handoff to Ofisa, and Ofisa met in the backfield, maybe gets a yard here on first down.
Yeah, and maybe a little bit underrated is this Davis defense. They were outstanding in the very first game against Brighton, created early turnovers and touchdowns. Was part of what allowed Davis to jump on top of the Bengals so often and so early in that one. You see them flow fast to the football tonight.
Second down coming up here for the Sentinels as Jackson Hunt line up in the shotgun, three receivers line up to the far side. Ofisa goes in motion. Hunt gets it out, and it's caught, brought in by Cunningham, and Cohen Cunningham there with a nice little move, but it will bring up third down.
Yeah, he's hard to see sometimes. Number 4, Cohen Cunningham, you can see the weapon that he is when he gets out in space. He's able to duck underneath a few Dart defenders and pick up a good chunk of yardage. We're out of luck. No third and brown bear here, Alex. It's a solid third and short for Mountain Ridge.
Third down coming up. And now Jackson Hunt. He'll change the play at the line of scrimmage prior to here on third down. 16 seconds on the play clock. And he'll take the snap. Hunt drops back, gets it out. 2 misses there, but batted away. Dexter Frazier coming up with a defensive play for the Darts.
Big defensive stop there by this Davis defense. You didn't want to give Mountain Ridge any kind of momentum after that early scoring drive. This is a young Mountain Ridge team. They're coming off a huge win. You want to test their mettle. Getting that stop right there, forcing a 3-and-out. Big play.
8:14 and a fourth down coming up here for Mountain Ridge as they'll have to punt this one away. Robinson coming out to kick this one up for the Sentinels. Robinson boots it away. Fielded by the Darts. Here's Morrison. Morrison makes one miss, and then Morrison pushed out of bounds. But Isaac Morrison again with a nice return for the Davis Darts, and that's where they'll start their second drive.
One thing about high school football, Alex, it's so much about the response. You know, in the NFL, those guys are so conditioned on how to bounce back. They've been through a lot. This level, these are young kids. They're still trying to figure that out. I think what you're seeing tonight is you're seeing a very physical response from this Davis Dart football team. It's not just about the air show that they put on with receivers. It's the blocking up front. It's the tackling on defense. It's the hits and the blocks right there on special teams. This is an all-out effort tonight.
With a 7-0 lead, here comes the Dart offense once more as Bessinger sends Bird in motion. Bessinger will take the snap. He drops back. Bessinger gets it out, and it falls incomplete.
You see the hesitation there as they felt a little bit of pressure. What I like about Trayden Bessinger, he's sliding up in the pocket. So often you see quarterbacks want to drift back. But the other aspect of it is that's a potential situation where he can tuck it and run. He has the athleticism to get upfield and scramble, but he's trying to get his guys involved. Fortunately ends up with an incomplete pass. We'll have to see what they bounce back with here on 2nd and 10. But as I mentioned earlier, this is not an offense where I worry about long distance downs.
2nd and 10 coming up here for the Davis Darts as Bessinger with 7:57 left to go. With 2, with 1, they got to snap it, they do. Bessinger gets it out to Bird. Bird gets back to the original line of scrimmage, trying to break some tackles, but can't. He'll be brought down. Maybe a yard on the gain there.
Little football 101 for everybody watching at home. You're wondering, why do you throw a swing pass on 2nd and 10? Well, you want to get the defense defending sideline to sideline. Get them in chase and pursuit so that they're a little tired here on 3rd down because you know what you've got offensively, right? You've got Jackson, you've got Bodie, you've got Bird, you've got everybody out there who can catch the ball and make a play. Get that defense huffing and puffing so it makes it that much easier for you to convert here on 3rd down.
3rd down coming up now for the Davis Darts as Bessinger takes the snap. He drops back, the pressure coming, steps up in the pocket, gets rid of it. Bird all by himself, and Bird can't bring it in. Oh, it fell into the breadbasket of Bird, but it hits the turf, incomplete, and it brings up 4th down.
Yeah, Mikhail Bird's going to regret that one, and it's just a tough situation as he comes off the field shaking his head because I think he saw the same thing we did. It was open field the rest of the way, but you always have to secure that catch. And tough 3-and-out here for Davis. But on the flip side of it, this is a big win for Mountain Ridge.
4th down coming up here for the Davis Darts. They'll punt it away as Jolly boots it away, close to a block there, but the flags come out as it's fielded by Cunningham. Cunningham up the 20. And pushed out of bounds. Well, this one will be coming back. I think looks like Washington there got a little bit too much of Jolly.
Yeah, and you just got a kid that's trying to make a play, and he almost gets there to block the punt, but unable to hold up in time and gets a piece of the punter. And the unfortunate part about it, you got a pretty decent return from Cohen Cunningham. So it's just one of those parts of learning football, and I think this is a great opportunity for us to talk about. These are high school athletes, right? These are not professional athletes. They're not even college athletes. This is so much about the learning process. And a huge credit to the coaching staffs on both sides because they know they have to be patient with these kids in those moments, in those situations. You can see nobody's freaking out, losing their minds, staying under control. As Coach Peary talks to the official, had a chance to talk to the officiating crew this morning or before the game. We've got a great crew tonight. So, just a great night for football.
Running into the kicker is the call. And so they'll push this one back.
Yeah. So running into, different from roughing the kicker, just a 5-yard penalty. So you're going to back them up 5 yards. Wouldn't have been enough to get you the first down. And Coach Peary playing it safe on that one, just backing them up because he has faith in his defense. And understandably so. They were impressive in that first series out.
So for their second drive, here comes Jackson Hunt and the Sentinels offense. It was an incomplete pass to Dumas that led to the fourth down and the punt away. We'll see what Jackson Hunt and this offense can do here in their second attempt as Jackson Hunt sends a receiver in motion. That's Dumas. Hunt drops back, gets it out quick, and it hits the turf. Intended for Cunningham, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, a lot of pressure from that Davis defensive front, most of it coming from the edge. And Caden Montgomery, the big 6'4", 210-pound defensive end. He's a senior. You can see the long locks flowing out the back of his helmet, but he's played a lot of football up here at Davis High School, Alex. I think he's played since he was a sophomore, if I remember correctly. You can see the experience there.
Second down coming up here for Mountain Ridge after the incompletion. Jackson Hunt, empty backfield. 3 receivers lined up to the near sideline. Hunt will take the snap. He drops back, gets it out quick, and it steps out of bounds. Renteria there with the catch, the freshman making the play.
Yeah, nice job to find your receiver out there in the flat, pick up good yardage. I think the only one on the broadcast that's excited about it. Here we are, third and brown bear, third and average, right? Maybe a little outside of it, I don't know.
That's the third and average.
Yeah.
That's a good one right there.
It's okay to be average as long as you're great when you finish.
Hunt tries to catch the defense offside and does. Look, we saw this a lot last week. They caught Lehigh so many times in that first quarter. Now we see it here from Jackson Hunt, and they get the call here on third down.
Yeah, and this is where I'll plug our broadcast. Sometimes it's better to watch our film than the game film because we show you those plays, and sometimes in the game film it doesn't come through. But like you said, it's Jackson Hunt that's doing it, and it still takes some acclimation no matter how much film you watch.
This brings up, we lost our third and brown bear, but it brings up a third and short here for the Sentinels.
I think Mountain Ridge fans will be much more happy about that, especially if they're able to convert because that's sustaining a drive.
Empty backfield here for Jackson Hunt on third down. Sends a receiver in motion. Heavy snap, and he's going to go down. That was Titan DeYoung in at the Wildcat. And the snap almost lost it, but it brings up fourth down.
Yeah, and you like the thought process from Coach Nick Robbins and his staff trying to get a playmaker the ball in a short yardage situation. Unfortunately, snap just goes up, and you just don't get as many reps if you're Titan DeYoung on how to handle that. And he's able to at least corral the ball and prevent catastrophe, but unfortunately, Mountain Ridge will have to punt here.
Fourth down. Robbins loses the punt. Robbins has to get it away. Robbins angles it to the sideline, and it goes out of bounds. And another early miscue here for the Sentinels.
Boy, and Davis was right on top of it as well, Alex. It didn't really look they were putting the rush on, but players wisely recognizing the bobbled snap and taking advantage of it. And now we talked about Coach Peary backed him up. He didn't want to go for it on fourth down. It's paying off for him now as he gets the ball back at the 30-yard line. And I only mention that because I was thinking in my head, maybe you go for it there, right? Be a little aggressive. Sometimes you just need to trust your players to make plays, and Davis did on that series.
With 6:17 left to go here in the first quarter, the Davis starts back onto the field with Traden Bessinger as they lead it 7-0. Bessinger here will take the snap. Going towards the end zone, and it's over the head of Sparrow and incomplete.
Yeah, you think with a last name like Sparrow, nothing would go over his head, but even Bodie Sparrow has limitations out here. You like the thought process of taking a shot immediately after a pseudo turnover, right? A bad punt. And especially with what we've seen from Davis, test that Mountain Ridge secondary. But he was able to get one earlier in a very similar situation.
10 seconds left here on the shot clock as Bessinger in the shotgun. 2 receivers line up to the far side. With 3, with 2, Bessinger gets the snap off, handoff up the middle as Jackson will be brought down for the loss. Or excuse me, no, it's a gain of a yard.
Itai Howe, a very versatile player. You're going to see him in the slot, see him take the handoff there. Just not able to generate as many yards as they expected, and I'm not sure if you could hear it on the broadcast at home. Fans getting a little nervous as the play clock was ticking down again. That's pretty much the only complaint that they might have from this first quarter from Davis, though.
Bessinger will take the snap. He drops back, rolls out to his right, going to the sideline, and it is incomplete. A ball intended there for Morrison, or excuse me, it is Bodie Sparrow.
And I love the patience from Traden Bessinger on that one. Not able to make it happen. Bodie not able to keep his feet in bounds. I don't know if he was juggling it there on the sideline. I trust the official had a great angle on it. So they weren't able to connect, but I still like the play. If we're watching this in film after the game, I'm going to say that I still want to take that opportunity, take that chance that was presented to us.
5:31 left to go here as Bessinger on 4th down. The screen pass to Jackson. He breaks a couple of tackles. He gets the first down, and he's pushed out of bounds. Looked like he was going to be brought down in the backfield, but Jackson with the direct first down.
Hey, doing his best, Saquon Barkley, as he hurdles defenders and rumbles downfield, converts the first down. But I tell you what, Jackson Itai, who is very, very impressive, a tremendous athlete, super versatile. He's already back in the backfield, ready to score.
Bessinger on first down. Another handoff to Jackson up the middle, and he'll be snubbed short of the end zone.
Right now for this Mountain Ridge defense, they are trying to keep their heads above water, and you can see how the no-huddle offense is really playing in the favor of Davis in that regard.
Itai Howe again line up in the backfield here with 4:57 left to go. Bessinger rolls out to his right to the end zone, and it's over the head of Morrison, and it falls incomplete.
For Davis, and you can afford to make some of those calls if you want. You're just so confident in your offense right now, and I got to be honest, this is not a heralded offensive line for Davis in terms of guys with lots of offers, but this is an outstanding group that plays together and plays hard. They've got a lot of confidence here on 3rd and goal in them.
Bessinger will take the snap. He drops back to the end zone again. Sparrow snags it in the air and brings it in for the touchdown darts.
Confidence is contagious. That offensive line does a great job up front, allows Traden Bessinger to confidently stand in the pocket and confidently deliver to his best receiver, who confidently reels in that catch and gets another 6 points. Bodie Sparrow is putting on a show tonight.
Second touchdown of the night for Bodie Sparrow. Luke Jolly here for the PAT. Jolly, the kick is up, and the kick is good. And just like that, the Davis Darts lead it by 2 touchdowns. It's a 14-0 lead with 4:50 left to go here in the first, and we'll take a quick step aside on the Rewind Sports Network. That touchdown from the Davis Darts brought to you by Henry Walker Homes, as this one booted away. Jolly straight through the end zone, back for a touchback, and Henry Walker Homes gets you in your home faster with communities in Davis and Salt Lake counties. They provide the custom look you want with the craftsmanship of the experienced builder. They work together with you to ease your concerns. It's like you're part of their family. With mortgage promotions, they can get you in your dream home today. Visit them online at henrywalkerhomes.com. 4:50 left to go here, Brian, in the first quarter. What are we expecting to see from the Sentinels offense here, down by 2?
Hopefully a spark of life, as they haven't been able to sustain a drive yet here in the second quarter.
Hunt gets it out quick, it's caught, and he's breaks a tackle and then brought down by the shoestring, as that's Cunningham with a nice catch and move.
Yeah, I love the call from Coach Nick Robbins there and his staff as they get their junior quarterback, Jackson Hunt, involved in the pass game. Go to one of your more experienced wide receivers there, Cohen Cunningham, picks up the first down, gets a few extra yards, and they're rolling now.
Hunt drops back again, pressure coming. Hunt over the top looking for Cunningham, but it falls incomplete as Cohen Cunningham there, the intended receiver.
And I think that's a matchup that they really like, Cunningham against that far side Davis defense. And Davis running some man coverage here. You can see that Cunningham may or may not have had a step. I think the only downside to that is that, hate to point this out, he's a little short, but he's got a lot of heart. And that one just a little too long for him.
Officially listed at 5'8", as Jackson Hunt gets it out to the freshman Renteria. And Renteria here on second down picks up 6. Good game there from the freshman.
And this offense has found a little bit of rhythm here. I think they've taken some of the bite out of that Davis defense. And just a couple big plays can really flip momentum. And not only that, this is a football team with Mountain Ridge that while they're still young, and the program's still young, they have some tenacity already built in. You're seeing the response right here is showing that.
Third down coming up for the Mountain Ridge Sentinels. 11 on the play clock. With 7, with 6, time running down here for Hunt. With 2, gets the snap off. Hunt drops back, pressure coming up the middle, and caught by Renteria and brought down near the 44 is well they're marking officially, the 44-yard line, as Renteria, the freshman, coming up big.
Yeah, the freshman having to step in, as we haven't seen Mason Gomez much tonight in the first quarter. Didn't have any updates from the coaching staff on his availability when we talked to him pregame, but a great job by Hunt to find his receiver streaking across the middle, and Renteria picks up the first down.
Hunt, handoff, keeper, gets it out quick, caught by DeYoung, and DeYoung pushed out of bounds.
And that's a guy that I really think that Mountain Ridge needs to get involved. When we saw Titan DeYoung mishandle the high snap earlier, that could have been a really big play, but now you get him a catch, get him warmed up, get him revved up. Not only do you get yardage here and pick up the first down, but you also have one of your best weapons on offense more engaged, and that's just a great situation for a junior quarterback.
Ofisa lined up in the backfield here for the Sentinels. Renteria goes in motion. Hunt takes the snap. Off the screen, nobody there, and he just throws. It just hits the turf, falls incomplete.
And Hunt paid the price for that. He tried to hesitate. There were a lot of Davis defenders up front there. They were not fooled by the screen, and he does a good job of just burying the football. There's a receiver somewhat in the area, so it's not going to be intentional grounding, right? But the real concern is that you've got linemen downfield, you've got Davis defenders everywhere. Just make the smart play. That's, well,
a late flag.
Yeah.
A very late flag.
We'll wait and hear what the crew has to say about this one. Not exactly sure if that's a hit on the quarterback situation or if it's an intentional grounding. Maybe the officials are discussing whether or not there was a receiver in the area. Yeah. And I'm actually okay with that because I'd much rather have them discuss it, make sure everybody's on the same page. We talk about love and positivity. That's not even a love and positivity situation. That's just good officiating.
It'll bring up 2nd and 10, though, here for the Sentinels after the flag waved off. And DeYoung, again, lining up in a wildcat. He'll take the snap. He hands off to Cunningham. A fake here as Renteria now finds some space up the sideline. The freshman again showing off the speed, and Renteria with a good gain.
Boy, McCray Renteria really has some juice to him on that one. Some nice trickeration as you think DeYoung's just going to take the handoff. No, he actually gives on the fly sweep, but no, it's a pitch back, and Renteria on the double reverse gets double the pleasure, double the fun, and almost picks up a first down.
Good start here to the first quarter from Renteria.
Tino and I might be the only ones old enough to catch that reference. Maybe a few people watching at home.
3rd and short coming up here. 2:52 left to go. Another direct snap to DeYoung, and DeYoung keeps it himself, gets the first down. And it's a first down, a TJ Olson Insurance first down here for the Mountain Ridge Sentinels.
I gotta tell you what, if you're a college football fan and you like watching the in-state kids to see if one's going to go to your program, people all across the state are going to start salivating over Titan DeYoung on that one. You can see for his size, he's 6'3", almost 6'4". He's a big athlete. Has the moves, has the capability to run inside the tackles, just a lot of versatility. But best of all there, Alex, he picks up the first down.
Jackson Hunt back into the game here for the Sentinels. After the first down from DeYoung, Hunt. Handoff to Ofisa. Ofisa finding some space as he breaks it out to his right. Brought down after a gain of about 5 yards here on first down.
And whatever power Titan DeYoung provides, Ofisa provides it as well. In fact, we saw him basically control the second half for Mountain Ridge as he took handoff after handoff, just able to steadily churn out 3, 4, and 5 yards, able to pick up almost 6 on that. I mean, well, this is when my eyesight needs to be checked because that's almost dead on 5 yards, isn't it?
3 receivers lined up to the far sideline here on second down. Jackson Hunt, empty backfield, gets it out to Cunningham. Cunningham brings in the catch, and he steps out of bounds short of the marker, but it'll bring up third down.
Boy, I tell you what, it was a great catch by Cohen Cunningham. And, you know, I wasn't knocking him for his size, but I tell you what, his athleticism is super off the charts, and that was a great grab. He's got very sure hands. He's got some juice. I called him a poor man's Britton Covey because of the way he plays the game. But what I like most about him is that when you need a play made, he can make it. And it wasn't a first down necessarily, but it's yardage, and it keeps the ball moving.
14-0, Darts lead it. Hunt will hand off to Ofisa. Ofisa trying to find some space, but he's brought down after a yard on the play. It's short of the sticks, and it brings up this fourth down.
Yeah, and it was Ethan Lockwood on the stop there. We haven't called a lot of names for this Davis defense this drive, but there is some serious talent on that side of the ball. We haven't talked about Cooper Harson yet much. We haven't talked a little bit about Caden Montgomery, but Ethan Lockwood is a very solid defender from the linebacker position.
Fourth down here, Jackson Hunt under center. Hunt trying to get the first down. Prior to, though, a timeout taken as the play clock ran out. And so with 45 seconds left to go here in the first quarter, we'll have a timeout taken by the Mountain Ridge Sentinels. Real quick, want to give a shout out to all of our sponsors. To TJ Olson Insurance for presenting and bringing you Mountain Ridge Football. Mountain Ridge Football is proud to be backed by TJ Olson Insurance. They're more than an insurance agency. They're a true part of our community. Thanks to TJ Olson Insurance for supporting our team and helping make this season a success. TJ Olson Insurance bringing you Mountain Ridge Football here on the Rewind Sports Network. Also, a big thank you to Black Flag, who is our presenting sponsor here in our first Davis Stars football game. Life can wear on a person. If you're lacking the energy you wish you had to live your best life, check out Black Flag. Their energy sticks provide the pickup you want without any sugar or artificial colors or flavors. Use the code DART20 at blkflg.com to save 20% on your order. That's blkflg.com. DART20 is the code. Empty backfield here for Jackson Hunt on fourth down with 45 seconds left. Ofisa, motion, Hunt, keeper, Hunt, met, and Hunt is going nowhere. He'll be stopped short of the sticks at a huge defensive stand for the Davis Darts defense.
It absolutely was. Jackson Hunt is all of 6'3", 200 pounds. He's a strong runner. And he had some blocking up front, but that Davis defense did such a great job of getting him stood up, taking away his power, gang tackling, and stopping the ball. And that is a monster stop here on 4th down.
Jackson Hunt couldn't get it on 4th. It's a turnover on downs. And now here comes the Davis Dart offense with Trayden Bessinger in the empty backfield. With 37 seconds left to go here in the first, we'll see what the Darts decide to do as Bessinger gets it out quick to Sparrow. And Bodie Sparrow brought down.
Yeah, Trayden Bessinger and the empty backfield almost sounds like a children's book, right? But so does Trayden Bessinger and the Bodie Sparrow story as he finds his main target out there, able to generate a first down. And that's the dynamic duo that these two have made up. It's not just Bessinger having the patience, it's also Sparrow being able to make things happen.
Sparrow getting the first down there for the Darts. 12 seconds left. The Darts, we'll see if they decide to get a playoff here prior to the end of the quarter. They do, as Bessinger will hand it off to Bird. Bird up the middle. Bird finds some space. Bird breaks a tackle. And Bird finally wrestled out of bounds. And what a huge run from Bird to end the first quarter.
Davis ends the first quarter almost exactly how they started it. Rolling on offense, Alex, and it's been all Darts here in the first quarter from Kaysville.
14-0, the Davis Darts leads it as we head to the break. Don't go anywhere. We'll take a quick step aside here on the Rewind Sports Network.
That's the end of the first quarter with the Darts leading 14.
Second quarter action about to get underway here at Davis High School with the Darts leading 14-0. Another handoff to Bird after his big run prior to the end of the quarter, but he'll be met and pushed out of bounds.
Yeah, not exactly the same level of success there from Mikhail Bird as he's swallowed up by that Mountain Ridge defense. And, you know, for as much success as this Davis offense has had, you almost feel like every play is going to be a success.
Second down coming up here for Davis. And Bessinger will take the snap. Another handoff. No, he keeps. Gets it out to Morrison, and Morrison trying to find some space. Isaac Morrison here with a nice play.
Ball completed to Isaac
Yeah, Morrison, part of that wide receiver court that's so impressive. Haven't seen Tyson Baggett tonight. I believe he's out injured, but Morrison getting a shot to step up and doing a great job of converting. And even more than that, it's just the explosive plays that Davis keeps generating. It's 15, 20 yards on these drives, and maybe they're not getting big scores immediately, but they're good, sustained drives.
Bessinger again takes the snap. He drops back. Bessinger going deep to Jackson Etiho into the end zone. Touchdown, Darts!
That is a 40-yard touchdown. Trayden Bessinger to Jackson Etiho.
It's just so impressive, Alex. I just wanted to soak the moment up because we're watching elite players perform at their highest level. The rainbow ball from Trayden Bessinger finds Jackson Etiho in the end zone. He does a great job of adjusting, reeling it in, securing the catch, and scoring the touchdown.
The point after attempt here is good, and the Davis Darts extend that lead to 21-0 with 10:43 left to go in the second quarter. That timeout brought to you by Henry Walker Homes here on the Rewind Sports Network. Every touchdown by the Davis Darts this season brought to you by Henry Walker Homes. We'll take a quick step aside here on the Rewind Sports Network.
With a TabSpend checking account, you earn big rewards. It's hard to not make a scene.
How's your card?
Oh, my card's right here.
That's a big card.
You should see how much it's earned me. Sorry, Grandma. TabSpend isn't just another checking account. It's packed with benefits.
How do I get one?
Just scan this QR code or go to tabbank.com. It's all online and super easy to get started.
From Trayden Bessinger and Jackson Etiho extends the lead. It's 21-0 for the Davis Darts here at home as Luke Jolly will boot this one up and away. And it'll be into the end zone and back for a touchback. Sentinels offense, Sentinel ball coming up, and they need a response here, Brian.
They do, and I think that last drive was a pretty impressive response. They just weren't able to come away with points, and that's some of what we talk about in terms of this program being a little young still. I was talking to some of the staff before the game, and the whole situation last week was the biggest win in Mountain Ridge program history. And to come back off of that, I think you're seeing them start to respond a little bit. But now they've got to get some urgency in what they're doing, and they need to get a touchdown up on the board. It's not completely out of control here. It's only 21-0 in the second quarter, but they have to get another drive. They have to get points.
The junior, Jackson Hunt, bringing his troops out for another drive. And the flag comes out for the delay of game. And the Sentinels moving it back, and not the best of starts here for Mountain Ridge on this drive.
Yeah, definitely not how you want to start this drive out. You're already backed up a bit more than what you've been used to all game long. And now, starting from the 15, it's just going to require a little bit more composure.
1st and 15 here for the Sentinels as Hunt will take the snap. He drops back, gets it out quick to DeYoung. DeYoung trying to make a move, trying to get more yards. But a big tackle there made by Bridger Young for the Darts.
Yeah, great job by Bridger Young to get DeYoung before he was able to escape. And that's a tall task. Titan DeYoung is a quick, strong runner, and Young does a great job of just getting the tackle and grabbing a foot.
Second down coming up here for the Sentinels as Jackson Hunt with the empty backfield. 3 receivers line up to the far side. Hunt gets it out quick. Cunningham with the catch. Cunningham trying to find the marker and pushed out of bounds, but that's enough for a TJ Olson insurance. First down, Sentinels.
And it got an ooh out of me as well. As Cohen Cunningham not afraid to lay some wood out there. Great job by the, I don't want to say young wide receiver because he's been doing this for a while. We called one of his games last year as well. And just seeing the tenacity out of him, helping this offense get the job done.
Empty backfield again coming up here for Jackson Hunt. Big catch, Cohen Cunningham for the first down. We'll see if they do it again. This time out to DeYoung. DeYoung met by a swarm of darts as he's going nowhere. DeYoung with the catch, but Connor Brown there with a nice defensive tackle.
And I think that's the part about this Davis defense that's impressive to me is that they are very disciplined at the point of attack. They're able to bring down defenders with one, sometimes two, bring down offensive players with 1 or 2 defenders. Sound tackling is such an important part of football, and I think we're a little spoiled in this state because it's so well taught sometimes.
Jackson Hunt again with the empty backfield. 3 receivers line up to the far sideline, 2 to the near. As a receiver goes in motion, Jackson Hunt has to escape, pressure coming, and it falls incomplete. But the flag comes out as Johnny Parker was there to meet Jackson Hunt.
Yeah, flag comes out, and the fans here on the Davis side of things believe that this is going to be roughing the passer penalty. And I always like to take these moments to explain that the rule at the high school level is different from what we hear at college. It's any contact to the head, driving the player to the turf, anything like that allows the official to make that call. And I think they let one go earlier, trying to make sure that they're teaching the lesson here. Well, I don't want to speak on behalf of the officials. It's a judgment call. They're allowed to do whatever they want on that one. But regardless, what was a broken play here for the Mountain Ridge Sentinels ends up being a first down, gives them a little bit of life on offense.
8:47 left to go in the second quarter. The Sentinels down 21-0. Jackson Hunt here on first down. He'll take the snap, hand off to Ofisa. Ofisa trying to power through up the middle, and he's brought down by the darts. Katie Montgomery there with the tackle.
I know you're not supposed to have favorites, but there are some players that you just want to watch every play, and Caden Montgomery is one of those for me. I'm always curious to see what he's doing. Able to get the tackle, chasing from the backside. He's an outside edge player. You shouldn't be making the tackle on an inside zone play, but it's just effort, it's determination, it's staying with the play, and he gets the tackle.
Second down coming up here for Mountain Ridge as Jackson Hunt takes the snap. Another handoff to Ofisa. Another power run by Ofisa up the middle. That's enough for the first down. And a TJ Olson Insurance first down here for the Sentinels.
And Zach Ofisa showcasing that power, but a little bit of burst as he hits the hole hard, able to pick up the first down and punish some Davis defenders in the meantime. And look at that penalty. And I know a lot of fans at home are going to think that was the turning point. Mountain Ridge had something going beforehand, but now they really have momentum going.
Ball on the 36-yard line here for the Sentinels on first down. Jackson Hunt will take the snap. He drops back. Hunt going deep to DeYoung, and it's through the fingertips of Tayton DeYoung, but it falls incomplete.
And nice job there by Connor Brown in the secondary. He's a big defensive back for the Darts. He stands 6'2", 175, and he stood tall defensively against DeYoung, and you're going to see that's part of the growth process that Mountain Ridge is going to go through. And I think, for fans at home that are watching or on the other side of the stands that rewatch this one, what you're seeing right now from Jackson Hunt and Tayton DeYoung is going to look very similar to what you're seeing from Trayton Bessinger and Bodie Sparrow next season.
Second down coming up here as Dumas goes in motion. Hunt drops back, gets it out to DeYoung. DeYoung making a move. And we'll see where the spot is. Plenty there for the first down as DeYoung with another catch.
And get you a guy who can do both, right? DeYoung can stretch a defense downfield on the deep routes. He can also pick it up on the comeback. Able to drag defenders for an extra yard there and pick up the first down. For Mountain Ridge, that's exactly what they need, is just a nice dose of Tayton DeYoung.
With 7:10 left to go here in the first quarter, the Sentinels moving down the field nicely. It's a first down coming up here for Mountain Ridge. Ball on the 23-yard line as Jackson Hunt with Ofisa in the backfield. Two receivers line up to the far side as Hunt drops back, steps up in the pocket, gets it off, and it's incomplete through the hands of Graydon Dumas, and it hits the turf.
Well, you talk about patience. Jackson Hunt had all day to throw back in the pocket, just waiting for anything to open up. Waits until the last moment where his receiver is close to the sideline. And smart, because you don't risk anything getting intercepted. You don't risk any tipped balls going in the middle of the field. It's an incompletion, but it's a smart incompletion. Mountain Ridge is going to live to play another play now. Second and long.
Empty backfield coming up here for Jackson Hunt on second down. Prior to, we got some whistles. 5 seconds left on the play clock when they stop that. Now conversations being had by the officials here. And we'll reset with 25 seconds on the clock. Jackson Hunt will take the snap. Hunt, keeper, and Hunt brought down after a good gain there from Jackson Hunt here on second down.
It was a good gain, and I want to shout out Luke Jessup. Almost had another entry into the pancake platoon there. Just didn't quite get it in before the whistle, but as everybody's watching at home, they want me to talk about Jackson Hunt, right? Great job on the quarterback keeper, able to pick up 4 yards. We're going to call this third and brown bear. Just go ahead. I'm feeling loose tonight.
Third and brown bear coming up. With 10, with 9, Hunt gets the snap off. Hunt going to the end zone as it falls short, but Jackson Hunt there onto the turf. Big play by the Darts defense.
Yeah, quarterbacks get all the glory and the accolades, but they also take big hits. And Jackson Hunt took a big hit there from Cole Clark, the inside linebacker. Thankfully, the ball falls short for the Sentinels, but that's a big defensive stand from this Davis Dart defense and the ultimate bend but dope break situation for them.
Robbins coming out for the field goal. Had the game winner last week. Here's the snap. The kick is up. The kick is good as Aiden Robinson tacks on 3. And it's a 21-3 lead for the Davis Starts.
Mentioned that Mountain Ridge had to get points on that drive. Mission accomplished. And it wasn't a touchdown, but points on the board is a big, big step as they were able to finally finish a drive. Not able to finish the one previous as they turned the ball over on 4th down. And now you've given your defense some time to rest, catch your breath, get a moment to compose themselves. So now your hope is that you can get something to break in your favor, whether it's a turnover or a 3-and-out or some kind of a mistake. Maybe you get the ball back with advantageous field position here with 6:02 left. And you can go get another score.
Aiden Robinson with the 3, and now Aiden Robinson coming back out to boot this one away on the kickoff. Again, with 6:02 left to go here in the second quarter, the Darts lead at 21-3 at Davis High School. Robinson kicks this one away. And it's fielded in the corner by the Darts. And now here comes a big return from Morrison, brought down at the 25. And Isaac Morrison again, look, you don't want Isaac Morrison on the ball because he's going to break through and he's going to get some good yardage here for your team.
Yeah, fake the reverse there to Itahau, and honestly, they may have had more yardage if Itahau had taken the ball, but Morrison covering ground in a hurry, able to give them decent field position there at the 21-yard line off of what was a rare line drive kick there from Robeson. Just actually a nicely kicked directional kick.
5:56 left to go. Bessinger empty backfield. 2 receivers line up to the near sideline, 2 to the far as Bessinger here will take the snap. Drops back over the middle, and it falls incomplete. Ball intended for Baggett, but we have flags coming out.
Yeah, it's good to see Tyson Baggett out there. Didn't see him earlier in the game. Thought maybe he had gotten hurt, but finally gets a target. And on top of that target, we're going to get another penalty here. And anything you do, I can do better. Doesn't always apply in these situations, Alex. Mountain Ridge brings Trayton Bessinger down late and hard, and that's going to give Davis a first down on the roughing the passer penalty.
First down for the Darts after the incomplete pass intended for Baggett. And now here's Bessinger with Bird lined up in the backfield. Bessinger takes the snap. Bessinger gets it out quick. Caught by Sparrow. Sparrow trying to make a move for the first down, but he'll be stopped short.
Bodie Sparrow's versatility is just incredible. He's able to stretch the field on the outside, able to catch the ball on the inside, not afraid to take on contact. Gets close to the first down there. You can just see the confidence that Coach Peary has in his quarterback and wide receiver there. Those over-the-middle balls are a little risky at this level, and there's no hesitation from either of them there.
Second and short as Bessinger rolls out to his right. Another catch in the middle there for Itahau, who's all by himself, and Itahau getting the first down and brought down.
I love that flick of the wrist from Trayton Bessinger as he's on the run. He is tall, legit 6'4", 6'5". Just times it perfectly and gets the first down.
Bessinger. Pressure coming. Bessinger trying to get it out quick to Bird, but it falls incomplete as it hits the turf.
Boy, and he played that almost to perfection, just a little low on the throw. Bird not able to scoop it up off of his shoelaces there, and you can kind of see the frustration oozing out of Trayton Bessinger as he knew he had his guy. He sucked in the defender perfectly and just not quite on target with that throw, but that's one of the things that has me so high on him as a quarterback. He does all the little things well in addition to having so many of the skills.
And with 4:52 left to go, Bird in motion. Bessinger takes the snap. Pressure coming. Bessinger gets it away. Over the middle. Caught again. No one near Jackson. As Jackson gets the first down and more.
I said earlier in the broadcast that Bodie Sparrow is the best wide receiver on the team. I said that purposefully because Jackson, you see how is neck and neck with him in terms of being a pass catcher. You can see the strength, the way he drives through defenders after securing the catch. He just plays with so much experience, and he's only a junior, Alex. Now, played a ton last year as a sophomore, but I really love watching him play.
First down coming up here for the Davis Darts as Bessinger drops back. Bessinger to the end zone. Touchdown, Davis. Jackson Itahau with his second TD catch of the night.
Bessinger to Itahau for another Team Up Athletics touchdown for the Darts.
Well, our admission was free tonight, Alex, but I would pay to see a show like this any night of the week. It is another outstanding performance. They say the best air show in the city or in the state is in Layton. I believe it's here at Davis High School.
Luke Jolly, the kick is up. The kick is good. And just like that, the Davis Darts extend their lead 28-3. And we'll take a quick step aside here on the Rewind Sports Network.
With a tab spend checking account, you earn big rewards. It's hard to not make a scene.
Capture card.
Oh, my card's right here.
That's a big card.
You should see how much it's earned me. Sorry, Grandma. Tab Spend isn't just another checking account. It's packed with benefits.
How do I get one?
Just scan this QR code or go to tabbank.com. It's all online and super easy to get started.
Jolly boots this one away, fielded by the Sentinels, and now here comes a good return from Ashton Gates. Gates gets past the 20-yard line, brought down just short of the 25, and that's where the Sentinels offense will start this drive.
Yeah, nice return by Ashton Gates there. Haven't seen a lot of him from the running back position this week. Sure, it's just part of the game plan. And Mountain Ridge wanting to sustain what they started last week with being a physical, possession-based offense, and now they're forced to adapt. They're down 28-3. Got 4:07 left in the second quarter. And nothing is out of control, right? You still have everything in front of you, but you've got to start moving the football here, and so it's a little bit more pressure with a 4-minute offense as opposed to just regular.
Ofisa in motion, and that will be a delay of game here against the Sentinels again.
Yeah, it looked like it might have been a snap infraction the way that the, I believe it was the back judge came up on that one. No, excuse me, that's the referee there. Sometimes the center wiggling the ball or something like that. Hard for us to know exactly what he saw. Didn't see much movement up front.
4:07 left to go here in the second quarter as Hunt will take the snap. Gets it out quick to Cunningham. Cunningham able to bring in the catch. Gets maybe 10 on the game here and sets up a good third and brown bear coming up here.
Yeah, and well, it's actually going to be second and average here.
Oh, you're right.
The penalty.
I'm ahead.
But nevertheless, the point stands. They went from 1st and 15 to 2nd and 5. That's a great pickup there by Cohen Cunningham, able to erase some of the mistake. And that's his nickname is the eraser, because he's just been erasing defenders with his moves and erasing down in distance. He's been fantastic tonight.
Jackson Hunt here on second down will take the snap. He drops back. Gets it out quick, caught, and nice move there as he's pushed out of bounds. Looks like that was brought in by Lincoln Twilley, the senior.
Twilley, somebody that we haven't, Twilley or Twiley, I can't remember, but remember watching Lincoln a lot last year. Have not seen him as much this season. Good to see number 17 reel that one in and able to pick up the first down.
First down coming up here for the Sentinels. Good start to the drive. They get backed up a bit, but now able to make up that deficit and you get yourself a first down. Jackson Hunt on first. Will take the snap. Drops back. Goes back out to his right. It's caught. And that's Twiley again with the catch.
Yeah, 2 for 2, back-to-back plays. I apologize to Lincoln's family watching at home if we're butchering his last name. That's on me. It's definitely not the first mistake I've made on a broadcast. It won't be the last.
Tweet at us. Let us know. Let us know.
Exactly.
Make sure we're saying it right.
We appreciate the feedback. Thank you for continuing to watch through our struggles.
Here comes Jackson Hunt with the empty backfield. The pressure's coming. Has to escape out to his left. Gets it out, and it's caught. Renteria, the freshman. And that's another TJ Olson Insurance first down for the Mountain Ridge Sentinels.
Talk about matchups, and I know it's such a cliche to say that football is a game of chess, but you saw a chess match right there between Caden Montgomery and Jackson Hunt as Montgomery came on the inside stunt, froze in his tracks because he understands what a great scrambler Hunt is. Hunt's able to get outside and find his receiver and get the completion, and I apologize talking over the top of the incompletion there, but that's just one of those plays in football that I love watching, right? Because you see everything on the table. Defender having to think on the fly, quarterback trusting his instincts, making the right play, getting the first down. Unfortunately, next play is an incompletion.
One of the players that was instrumental to that Lehigh win last week is Graydon Dumas. He's still yet to bring in a catch tonight. Hunt will keep. Hunt, and he's going to be brought down. No gain. And gets a yard there. It's blown dead as the ball comes out. But a yard on the carry from Jackson Hunt.
Jackson Hunt, I really like what he can do in the run game. I really like what his future looks like as a quarterback. But those are the kind of plays where he's going to watch it in the offseason and get in the weight room, get stronger, get faster, and he'll be able to break some of those tackles next year. At this point now, Mountain Ridge 3rd and long.
Hunt, empty backfield. The pressure's coming. Escapes out to his right. Hunt still inbounds, gets it to Dumas. Dumas with the catch, but he'll be short of the first down.
And that's a tough throw as you're throwing to the backside of the play across your body there. Great job by Graydon Dumas to secure the catch. And, you said it, Alex. Looks like Davis is going to take a time. No. Yeah, Davis is taking a timeout here, so they want to save some of this clock, hopefully. Try and get a block and maybe get one more score. But great job by Dumas going with the play. You'd like to see him climb a little bit more on that and maybe pick up the first down. But, nevertheless, Jackson Hunt just continues to showcase his headiness.
With 35 seconds left, the Darts take the timeout. That timeout brought to you by First Command. First Command is committed to making sure those who have sacrificed for our country are taken care of. Their customized planning will help you meet your financial needs while saving for the future and protecting against the unknowns. They can meet with you in person or virtually. Visit them online at firstcommand.com to set up your appointment with one of their 9 agents today. Again, timeout, Davis Darts timeouts, brought to you by First Command here on the Rewind Sports Network. 4th down coming up for the Sentinels with 38 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. Sentinels down 28-3. They need 2 for the first down. Or, excuse me.
4?
They need 4. Scoreboard said 2. Confused me. I should have looked on the field.
Sneaky scoreboard.
4th down coming up for the Sentinels. Empty backfield for Hunt. He'll take the snap, drops back, over the middle, caught by Dumas. And Dumas to the 10, brought down, and now inside the red zone is the Sentinels as they'll take a timeout. That's a TJ Olson Insurance timeout.
Jackson Hunt stood in the pocket, delivered the throw, took the blow, found Dumas streaking across the middle, and it is a monster first down for this Mountain Ridge offense. And just when we were talking about Davis possibly getting the ball back, Mountain Ridge flips the script on us, and they're looking to score, and they want 6, Alex. Man, that was we talk. I talk about the blessing and curse, the announcer's blessing, announcer's curse. All you need to do is just pay Alex Annapolis to shout you out, and you're going to go out and dominate the rest of the game. Huge shout out to Graydon Dumas, who again was critical last week. Hadn't heard or seen much from him other than doing a good job blocking, and he had multiple big plays on that drive to push the Sentinels downfield and get them down in the red zone here.
Back-to-back receptions for Dumas. And here with 30 seconds left, the Sentinels trying to find their first time out of the night. Jackson Hunt with Ofisa line up in the backfield. Hunt takes the snap, drops back to the end zone. Caught, no! Into the hands of Graydon Dumas. It looked like he was going to be able to reel it in, but it hits the turf, falls incomplete.
And boy, a great call there by Coach Robbins, who is also the offensive coordinator for Mountain Ridge. A nice little, you can call it a sneak route, wheel route, whatever you want to call it. It gets all the action going to the wide side of the field and tries to find Dumas sneaking down the backside, and he's just not able to reel that one in. That's a bang-bang play. If it was me out there, we'd have to call the ambulance. That's all I know.
Empty backfield coming up here for Hunt. On second down, the Sentinels trying to find their touchdown. Hunt steps up in the pocket. Pressure coming, and he's going to be met. Brought down, wrestled down by two. Davis Starks. It looked like Bridger Young was the first one there to make the play. With 16 seconds left, the clock stops with a timeout.
Yeah, that's an impressive job by Bridger Young to chase down Jackson Hunt. He is speedy. He is very deceptively fast for his size. You know, he's a little skinny at 6'3" and 190, and I'm nobody to really criticize anybody for being skinny or strong or whatever, but regardless, Young making a great play there to bring him down as Hunt had some open field and some space to scramble in. But I think more importantly now, it keeps Mountain Ridge on the outside of this 3rd and goal situation. And you know, with the clock at 16.4, there really was no chance of picking up a first down if that was even possible, which it wasn't. You know, so it really comes down to this play and whatever Mountain Ridge decides to do on the next one, pending the result.
It's another TJ Olson Insurance timeout taken by the Sentinels. No timeouts left for Mountain Ridge. Empty backfield, Hunt to the end zone, batted away, and incomplete, but the flag comes out. Nail-biting, thrilling end to the second quarter here at Davis High.
I'm laughing because the Davis fans are not happy with that flag, and it's probably a good thing that we don't have cameras up here in the booth because I was throwing my own because the contact came early on that one. I was kind of surprised we didn't see one from the sideline judge, but he had his hands full trying to watch for completions and everything else, but just way too much contact early on in that one. And so what it's going to do is it's going to allow Mountain Ridge probably 2 plays here. You know, I don't think you can run the ball with 12.2 seconds left. So you probably have 2 chances here to get a touchdown with no timeouts left.
A fresh set of downs here for the Sentinels. We do have a timeout taken, but it's taken by the home side in the Davis Darts, as they'll spend a timeout. And remember, First Command is the timeout sponsor here for the Davis Darts. First Command is committed to making sure that those who have sacrificed for our country are taken care of. Their customized planning will help you meet your financial needs while saving for the future and protecting against the unknowns. They can meet with you in person or virtually. Visit them online at firstcommand.com to set up your appointment with one of their 9 agents today.
So having a little discrepancy here. I don't know.
Again, Davis, let's make some noise.
Oh, it should be first down because
should
the flag.
Be first
yes,
down.
Yes.
Down marker saying 3rd down. I'm not sure if maybe something happened with the penalty in the meantime. No,
Here comes Jackson Hunt with the empty backfield. 10 seconds left. Hunt takes the snap. Again to the end zone. Caught. Touchdown, Sentinels.
And now we got another penalty flag. I have no idea what this one is for.
Jackson Hunt to number 4, Cohen.
So we'll wait on the call on this one, but
Flag on the play.
3 plays in a row there to that corner of the end zone, Alex. What we call the boundary side, that shorter side of the field. So I think we're going to get a pick play on this one.
Penalty on Mountain Ridge. Wipes away the touchdown.
Take away the touchdown from Cohen Cunningham. And it comes back. Sentinels will be backed up.
And that is an exceptionally costly penalty because it backs the ball all the way out to the 19-yard line now. And with 7.9 seconds left, that makes getting into the end zone epically more difficult for Mountain Ridge.
7 seconds left here. Jackson Hunt, empty backfields. Sends Cunningham in motion. Drops back. Again, going to the end zone, and it's batted away. And it falls incomplete with 2 seconds left.
Jackson Hunt, intended receiver Cohen Cunningham, but broken up by Tyson Baggett.
The interesting part about this Davis football team, a lot of their athletes in the secondary wide receiver corps go both ways. You can see Tyson Baggett there with the defense. A great job of swatting that one out of the air. And for Mountain Ridge, may have gone to the well just too many times by trying to go to that side of the field. They thought they had a matchup that they liked. And great job there by Tyson Baggett to stand up and knock that one away.
Field goal to end the first half. Robinson's kick is up. It's good. And the Sentinels add 3, but that will take us in to the halftime break. A 36-yarder is good. They had the touchdown there at the end, but it ends up being a field goal, and it's 28-6 as we head to the break. We'll take a quick step aside here on the Rewind Sports Network. Don't go anywhere. Second half action when we return.
I'm Austin Strong, CEO of Tab Bank. As a former high school athlete in the state of Utah, I recognize how big of a role high school sports can play in developing student athletes' lives, even outside of the sports they play. For me, high school sports taught me how to work as a team, how to lead through adversity, how to share success, and how to face all challenges. While I didn't become a professional athlete, it was these skills that gave me a head start in life after my high school career was over. That's why Tab Bank is proud to sponsor KSL Sports Rewind's mission to highlight and promote student athletes and the communities in which they play. As a proud Bonneville Laker, I know the importance of the role a community plays in the success of a team, and I wanted to create a banking environment that gave our customers that Friday Night Lights feeling of community and togetherness. Our goal is to provide you a premium banking experience that will help aid you to accomplish any goal that you have in your life. We believe that whether you are a heavy favorite or the battle-tested underdog, Tab Bank can provide you a winning game plan for any of your financial needs.
It's time for Mountain Ridge Senior Spotlights, presented by TJ Olson Insurance. They protect what matters most, just like our defense does. TJ Olson Insurance, proud to support our players and fans. Visit them online at tjolson.com. First, we'd like to highlight senior Caden Runyon, son of Allison Wright and Pete Placey. Caden's favorite high school memory is freshman year summer camp team dinners. After high school, Caden plans to go to college at the U or SLIC and possibly join the Air Force. Next, we'd like to highlight senior Zach Ofisa, son of Nele and Ina Ofisa. Zach's favorite high school memory is playing football with his brother. After high school, Zach plans to get a degree and to play football in college. Finally, we'd like to highlight Aiden Robinson, son of Lynn and Corey Robinson. Aiden's favorite high school memory is causing a fumble against Lone Peak. After high school, Aiden plans to serve a mission. And those are this week's Mountain Ridge Sentinel Senior Spotlights, presented by TJ Olson Insurance. Mountain Ridge Football is powered by the support of TJ Olson Insurance. They're committed to our community and to our team's success. Thank you, TJ Olson Insurance, for your sponsorship of Mountain Ridge Football.
And want to welcome you back into the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. I'm Alex Napolis. He's Brian Brown. Mountain Ridge Football on the Rewind Sports Network, brought to you by TJ Olson Insurance, and Davis Football here on the Rewind Sports Network, brought to you by Black Flag. Getting ready to start second half action with the Davis Stars leading it 28-6 over the Mountain Ridge Sentinels. As Davis here will boot this one up and away. It'll go through the end zone, out for the touchback, and we'll have a chance to see the Sentinels offense here for the first time this second half. Prior to the end of the half, it looked like they had a touchdown with Cohen Cunningham. It came back with the flag, had to settle for 6. But how important is it for the Sentinels to come out here and start this second half with a touchdown drive?
Oh, I think it's critical, Alex. You can come out and you can get a field goal, but if you really want to stay in this game, closing this gap to a 2-score game is going to be essential. We were talking during the break. Mountain Ridge's defense hasn't really been able to stop the Davis offense. They've slowed them down at times, so you really have to get a score to try and climb back into this one.
First down coming up here for Mountain Ridge as Hunt takes the snap. Handoff up the middle.
Nothing.
And looks like is that Ofisa? DeYoung with the run. Brings up second down.
Yeah, not the Wildcat that we've seen earlier, but just DeYoung taking the handoff straight up, and Mountain Ridge trying to start off this with some physical smash mouth style football. Apologize for the announcer cliches. Sometimes they're just avoidable, but Davis was ready for it, able to limit the gain.
11-20 here as Hunt takes a snap. Out quickly to DeYoung. DeYoung with the catch. DeYoung up the sideline, taking 2 defenders with them. Enough for the first down.
And maybe that's part of the mentality, is getting Titan DeYoung an early hit so that he gets fired up. He does a great job securing the catch, turning upfield, dragging multiple Davis defenders for a first down and more. And this is exactly what Mountain Ridge needed to start out with in the third quarter here, Alex. A nice, sustained drive.
DeYoung with the first down catch. And here's Hunt with an empty backfield as Jackson Hunt quickly back out to DeYoung. Back-to-back catches here for Titan DeYoung.
Boy, that was a really nice grab there by Titan DeYoung as he's able to snatch the ball out of the air and able to absorb the contact, pick up a couple extra yards here. Now second and short for Mountain Ridge.
Second down coming up here for the Sentinels as Hunt again with the empty backfield. Quick change to the play here on second down as Hunt takes the snap, drops back, pressure coming, out to his left. Jackson Hunt has to throw this one away, and he'll bring up third down.
Yeah, pressure coming from the middle. It looked like it was a double A-gap blitz or some variety of that from Davis, and Hunt flushed outside. Does a nice job of slow playing it to the sideline. He's not able to find a receiver and wisely dumps it out of bounds. Now third and short for this Mountain Ridge offense, and what started out as a very promising drive, now the pressure builds.
They need 2 for the first down. 3rd and 2 here as Jackson Hunt will take the snap. Handoff up the middle. No, Hunt with the keeper, but it goes incomplete. No one there for Jackson Hunt. And you're facing now a 4th down.
Yeah, Graydon Dumas, the intended receiver there, but he was well covered by Davis as they sniffed that play out immediately. Kind of looked like it was an RPO action where couldn't see the exact read off of it, but regardless, a big stop and a huge stand for this Davis Dart defense.
And so with 9:49 left to go here in the third quarter, Robinson will come back out onto the field to punt this one away. 4th and 2 here for Robinson. It's a fake. It's a fake for Coach Robbins and the Sentinels side. It's a fake, but it's short.
Direct snap to Braden Dumas.
And it'll be a turnover on downs.
Wow, what a gutsy call by Coach Nick Robbins there. We know he likes to be aggressive, and direct snap to the up back there, who's Braden Dumas, and he's just not able to pick up enough yardage to convert the first down. And look, what started out as such a promising drive ends in heartbreak for the Mountain Ridge Sentinels. And on the flip side, the Davis Darts with an absolute gift, and I would bet that they're going to try and take advantage of this one right off the bat.
203 yards for Bessinger in the first half. We'll see how much more Traden Bessinger tacks on to his tally, as Bessinger will take the snap up the middle, caught by Morrison, and Morrison brought down, but plenty for the Davis Darts first down.
Bessinger to Isaac Morrison.
Well, Traden Bessinger in the empty backfield pays off again, as you can see. Morrison cutting across the middle. It's a great job of reeling that one in, but the part that just really stands out to me, Traden Bessinger, fresh off the bench, able to come out and instantly get a completion. Just speaks to the experience and the development that he's had as a quarterback.
Empty backfield for Bessinger, up the middle, caught by Baggett, and Baggett with a big catch, and another Davis Darts first down.
Yeah, it's just another simple slant over the middle, and Bessinger to Baggett for a first down, and Davis trying to strike quickly. They want to put this one in the end zone right now.
Bessinger takes a snap, going to the end zone, and it is caught! Touchdown, Davis! Jackson Itihau with touchdown number 3!
Traden Bessinger.
I don't know if the 88 is an homage to Michael Irvin, but the amount of touchdowns he's scoring tonight certainly is. Just an impressive game from Jackson Itihau tonight. That is, I believe, his 3rd touchdown catch of the evening, and a beautiful ball from Traden Bessinger, and it is nothing but a highlight parade up here at Davis tonight.
5th touchdown pass of the night for Traden Bessinger. And the PAT is good by Jolly. It makes it 35-6. With 8:53 left to go, we'll take a quick step aside here on the Rewind Sports Network.
With a Tab Spend checking account, you earn big rewards. It's hard to not make a scene.
Cash or card?
Oh, my card's right here.
That's a big card.
You should see how much it's earned me. Sorry, Grandma. Tab Spend isn't just another checking account. It's packed with benefits.
How do I get one?
Just scan this QR code or go to tabbank.com. It's all online and super easy to get started.
Traden Bessinger to Jackson Itihau connection adds another touchdown. It's 35-6 as the Davis Darts leads it here at home against the Sentinels. Luke Jolly will boot this one away, and it'll go into the end zone, back for a touchback. And now we'll have Jackson Hunt and the Sentinel offense back out onto the field once more. Alex Napolis, Brian Brown with you here at Davis High School. The Darts with a big lead and a big performance tonight from Traden Bessinger.
It has been a big performance. 5 touchdown passes already, and really an efficient performance. You know, he had over 200 yards passing at halftime, but what's more impressive than that was the fact that he had 15 completions to 21 attempts.
First down here for the Sentinels as Hunt takes the snap. Hunt over the top, caught by Dumas, and now Dumas past the 40, past the 35, breaks another tackle, and finally brought down before the 25-yard line. Big response and a big play by Graydon Dumas.
Well, you said it, Alex, a huge response from this Mountain Ridge Sentinel offense, and what else would you expect? This team just keeps fighting, and they're up and ready to go after a big first down.
Hunt again will take the snap. Going quick. Handoff to Ofisa, who's brought down.
Yeah, good to see Zach Ofisa out there. Hits the hole hard. Actually gets... I'm chuckling a little bit because Mountain Ridge was ready to up and ready to go before the chain gang was. Ofisa picks up 6 yards on that one, and there's a lot of momentum over on the side of Mountain Ridge right now.
Hunt again on second down. Chain the play prior to the snap. Ofisa in the backfield. Saw DeYoung with 2 big back-to-back catches on the last drive. This time it's Dumas with a big catch. Now here's Dumas again, but this time going nowhere as he's brought down at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, just a great job of tackling again by that Davis defense. A name that we haven't called a lot tonight, Levitt out there able to make the tackle. I think it just speaks to really how well coached this Davis Darts football team is across the board. They do it on offense, they do it defensively by tackling, keeping offensive players in front of them. Right now, they need to stand up and get a stop.
Empty backfield here for Jackson Hunt. Again, drops back, steps up in the pocket, trying to escape. Blocked by the referee, and he's going to be brought down.
It's a tough way to remember that the referee is part of the field during the field of play, or during the play. And Bridger Young able to corral Jackson Hunt on the scramble there.
Brings up fourth down. A big fourth down here for the Mountain Ridge Sentinels. Jackson Hunt again with the empty backfield. They need 2 to get the first. They'll go for it. Hunt gets it out. It's caught. And it's complete. Big catch made over on the far sideline by Cohen Cunningham.
Yeah, who else but number 4, Cohen Cunningham. He's been the go-to guy and cool as the other side of the pillow as he reels that one in, gets feet in bounds, and picks up the first down.
Another catch here by Cohen Cunningham. First down Sentinels with 6:32 left to go. Dumas in motion, pressure coming. Hunt can't get rid of it, and he's sacked. No, he did get rid of it. Excuse me.
Yeah, the shadows on the field are a little bit disconcerting. He was able to get it out there at the last second, and that truly saved what would have been a massive loss for that Mountain Ridge Sentinel offense. And for Davis, just a great job bringing the pressure when they needed it the most.
Second down coming up here for the Sentinels. Big play to pick up the first down, but good read by the Davis defense on first. Now here's second with Hunt to the end zone. Caught, but he'll be incomplete.
Yeah, that was a nice job there by number 11, Connor Brown. No relation, because there's no way I would have made that kind of a pass breakup. Brown doing a great job out there at the defensive back position of getting a hand in there and dislodging that football at the last minute.
Third down coming up for the Sentinels. Want to take this time again to remind you that the clock you see on your screen is unofficial. We'll do our best, and we try our best to keep it up with what the stadium clock shows. Here's Hunt as he drops back. Pressure coming up the middle, and it's incomplete. Intended for Dumas.
Ball incomplete. Ball intended to Braden Dumas.
Yeah, and the pressure from the Davis defense is really what caused all of that, as Jackson Hunt's trying to move around in the pocket and gets a little herky-jerky, not able to reestablish himself, and the ball just not on time to Dumas there and falls incomplete. But for Mountain Ridge now, this puts them in 4th and long, and they're going to go for it, Alex. We talked about critical plays. This becomes a very critical play for Mountain Ridge.
4th down for the Sentinels. Hunt takes the snap. Pressure coming. Steps up to the end zone, and it is, let's see what the call is, caught for the touchdown, Sentinels. Graydon Dumas. Touchdowns in back-to-back games.
Well, I appreciate the officials taking their time to figure it out, but I knew right away that was 6 for Graydon Dumas as he reaches his hands out, reels in the pass, toe taps in the back of the end zone, and puts the Mountain Ridge Sentinels on the board with a touchdown here, for the first time in the second half, and the first touchdown of the game for Mountain Ridge.
Jackson Hunt connection to Dumas in back-to-back weeks. Here comes the PAT. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And it's a 35-13 ball game with 6:14 left to go here in the third quarter. And we'll take a quick step aside. Again, Sentinel touchdown by Dumas as they add 7 onto the board. Mountain Ridge Football here on the Rewind Sports Network is brought to you by TJ Olson Insurance. Mountain Ridge Football is proud to be backed by TJ Olson Insurance. They're more than an insurance agency. They're a true part of our community. Thanks to TJ Olson Insurance for supporting our team and helping make this season a success. Ball booted away here by the Sentinels. It'll go out of bounds. And Traden Bessinger in this Darts offense here will get a couple extra yards with the flag. Davis football here on the Rewind Sports Network, brought to you by Black Flag. Life can wear on a person. If you're lacking the energy you wish you had to live your best life, check out Black Flag. Their energy sticks provide the pickup you want without any sugar or artificial flavors or colors. Use the code DART20 at blkflg.com to save 20% on your order. That's blkflg.com. Use the promo code DART20 to save 20%. First down coming up here for the Davis Darts, as Bessinger with the empty backfield will take the snap. He gets it out quick. It's caught. As looks like that was
Bessinger finds
Sam Coleman with the catch.
Yeah. I believe that's Sam Coleman's first catch of the game, and boy, what a catch it was. He's able to drag a couple Mountain Ridge defenders for nearly a first down.
It brings up second and very short, 2nd and 1 here for the Davis Darts. As Bird back in the backfield here for Davis. Bessinger takes a snap. Or excuse me, that's Jackson Itahau who takes the snap, and he'll get the first down.
Yeah, we talked about Itahau being a very versatile player, able to line up almost as a tight end or as a split. Lines up in the backfield there. And he's just such a strong runner. It's a nice balance to have him and Bird together. Kind of about that thunder lightning mix, a little bit like the Lions have with David Montgomery and Jameer Gibbs.
First down coming up here for the Darts as Jackson goes in motion. Bessinger takes the snap. Straight up the middle from Traden Bessinger. He'll slide down. We'll see where the mark is, but that might be enough for the first down, and it is.
Yeah. And it's smart by Coach Peary to save that for the second half. It looks like he's going to be just short because, again, the spot is where he starts his slide. Started it a little bit early there. But regardless, I think the takeaway from that play is he's an incredible athlete. And he doesn't just do it on the football field. He's a phenomenal basketball player. He also told me he's a 6 handicap on the golf course. I know there's a little joke with the Thursday night broadcast about that, but he's just a terrific player to watch.
Empty backfield. Bessinger airs it out to Bodie Sparrow. And Bodie Sparrow will be stopped short of the end zone. But Traden Bessinger to Bodie Sparrow. That connection is amazing.
Taken down just short of the goal line by Austin Freeman.
Boy, it's really something when you can even out throw the officiating crew on that one, and that's exactly what Bessinger and Sparrow did on that one. They've only got 1 yard left, but getting your work done early sure is nice.
Bessinger into the end zone, caught for the touchdown. Sam Coleman adding on another 6.
Coleman for another Team Up Athletic touchdown for the Darts.
6 passing touchdowns to multiple receivers. Sam Coleman, the latest of the bunch, and just an absolutely impressive effort And for Coleman, the junior wide receiver, it's probably one of those plays that he'll remember for a long, long time.
Jolly, the kick is up, the kick is good, and the Davis Darts tack on another 6. Bessinger with 6 touchdown passes on the night, and that Davis Darts touchdown brought to you by Henry Walker Homes. Henry Walker Homes gets you into your home faster with communities in Davis and Salt Lake counties. They provide the custom look you want with the craftsmanship of an experienced builder. They work together with you to ease your concerns. It's like you're part of their family. With mortgage promotions, they can get you into your dream home today. Visit them online at henrywalkerhomes.com. We'll take a quick step aside here on the Rewind Sports Network.
With a Tab Spend checking account, you earn big rewards. It's hard to not make a scene.
Cash or card?
Oh, my card's right here.
That's a big card.
You should see how much it's earned me. Sorry, Grandma. Tab Spend isn't just another checking account. It's packed with benefits.
How do I get one?
Just scan this QR code or go to tabbank.com. It's all online and super easy to get started.
Ball booted away by the Darts. It'll go into the end zone, back for a touchback, but Bessinger and Coleman connect for the touchdown. They add another 6, 42-13, with 3:45 left to go here in the third.
Sentinels take over at the 20-yard line.
And for Mountain Ridge, the task got even taller. I think the hard part about a night like tonight is it's just the efficiency with which that Davis offense operates. They marched down the field and did it in just a few minutes as well. You look at the time of possession, it's well in favor of Mountain Ridge, but unfortunately the scoreboard is well in favor of Davis, and it's just because that offense is so lethal.
Jackson Hunt will take the snap. It falls incomplete. Intended for Cohen Cunningham.
Ball incomplete. Nearest receiver.
And for Mountain Ridge, this will be a bit of a learning experience here because the first game against Sky Ridge got out of control quickly. Second game against Lehigh, they hung in there, able to play within the offense, and now they have to switch back to kind of I don't want to say desperation, but really that's where they're at right now. Down 42-13. They've got to get some points. They've got to get it quick.
Second down coming up here for the Sentinels.
It looks like we had a ball that came out on the field, and the officials asking a player to skirt that one out of bounds.
Now we'll play second down. Jackson Hunt takes a snap. Gets it out, and it's caught by Dumas. Dumas still pushing forward. Plenty there for the first down. Graydon Dumas coming to life here in the second half.
And I think a sign of good coaching is how a team plays in these kinds of situations. And you see big number 66 downfield for Mountain Ridge. Still blocking, staying engaged. That's Jaden Stockbrand. In addition to Titan DeYoung out there blocking downfield, trying to get Dumas more yards. And this is a team that doesn't want to give up.
First down here for the Sentinels. Taking a look real quick around the state. In 6A, it's week 3, but we already have some region games kicking off, Brian. You have Westlake and Bingham in Region 2 going head-to-head, and it's intercepted! We do have a flag. We'll see what comes out of it. It might go against the Darts, but in our first region game here in 6A, the Westlake Thunder up 9-3 over the Bingham Miners.
And Coach Arnold Ale, Malik Sika, who again leading the country. That is correct, leading the country in receiving yards. And that Westlake program has really turned around, as that was a pass interference penalty against Davis. And on a comeback route, you do have to allow the receiver to come back at some point in time. And so an interception negated by the pass interference penalty.
I remember you and I last year were at a Westlake game. down there at Westlake. And I believe it was against American Fork. And you and I both had the same feeling, the same sentiment that was a young Thunder team who was going to only get better as the year went on and as the years went on. And Westlake off to a great season, great start to the year this year. Dumas there with the catch, short of the first down.
Yeah, and Westlake and Mountain Ridge, some of these programs that have had coaches take over recently, where they're instilling culture for the first time, and
absolutely,
Mountain Ridge not so much. Coach Mike Mayfu did a good job previously. Resigned to take a different job. But you see Coach Nick Robbins has taken over and done a fantastic job of continuing what he started.
Deep pass here, and it's caught! Cohen Cunningham! Oh, what a ball there by Jackson Hunt! Cunningham over the top into the end zone, and the Sentinels pull one back.
To Cohen Cunningham.
Well, Goonies never say die, and apparently Sentinels do say it as well. And they're led by one of the most diminutive guys out there, Cohen Cunningham. But I tell you what, he stands tall on that pass as he reels in the catch, scores a touchdown, goes on to celebrate with his mates. And Mountain Ridge may be down, but they are certainly not out.
The kick is up. The kick is good. Aiden Robinson adds on the PAT. 42-20 the score here at Davis High School. We'll take a quick step aside here on the Rewind Sports Network. The kick is through the end zone, out for the touchback, and we'll have a chance here to see the Davis Stars offense back onto the field. Last time they were out, Traden Bessinger tacked on touchdown number 6 on the night with the completion to Coleman into the end zone, and now Bessinger and this offense back out, trying to extend this lead to 12 left to go in the third quarter. Bird in the backfield. Bessinger gets it out to Bird. Bird makes one miss. Bird trying to make a second man miss. Instead, he's brought down short of the first down marker, but a big play by Bird.
Tackled by number 3.
I can't help myself, but a bird in the backfield is almost worth a sparrow in the bush, or at the very least in the flat. As we see Mikhail Bird make the catch, make a few defenders miss, pick up 8 yards on that one. And Davis slowing the tempo down a little bit, but they're always going to stay true to that no huddle, spread you out style, no matter what the score says. But Coach Peary knows that he's got this one.
Second down handoff here to Bird, and he's going nowhere. He's going to be brought down for a loss as the Sentinels defense in there to make the play. Cole Uluave making the tackle.
Yeah, Uluave, a name that I expected that we were going to call a lot last week, comes up, makes the tackle. Normally plays there deep at the safety position, but looks like tonight he's been kind of all over the place. Almost like a nickel out there.
Third and long coming up here for the Darts. And quickly out to Bird, through the hands, it falls incomplete. And the Sentinels defense holding strong.
And just as I say, Coach Peary knows he's got this one in his hands. Mountain Ridge steps up and gets what I believe was their first stop of the evening, and Davis will punt for what if I'm remembering correctly, this is the first time that Davis has punted tonight. And maybe we don't have an official stat broadcast up here, so I apologize if I'm misleading anybody on that one. But
Luke Jolly coming out here to put this one away. Just one punt in that first half, Brian. Looking back at some of the stats, one punt for Jolly. This is his second of the night, and he boots this one away.
And could not have come at a more critical time for Mountain Ridge as they get the touchdown and now get the ball back with excellent field position at their own 48-yard line, Alex. And a shout-out to Davis High School, their statistics staff, keeping us well informed. It's one of those. It's an opportunity for me to get out of my soapbox a little bit. Even if you don't have a kid playing on a team, there are ways to volunteer and get involved with high school sports. And it is a great, great opportunity to be a part of something fun and build your community and make a powerful experience better.
Empty backfields here for the Sentinels as Hunt and his troops back onto the field. Jackson Hunt will take the snap. Gets it out quick to DeYoung. DeYoung! Did that hit the turf? It did not. DeYoung.
Incomplete.
No, it did. Incomplete here on first down.
Yeah, it bounced off of his hands. He just had a little bit of a hard time reeling that one in and not able to scoop it up before it hits the turf. And you can kind of see the dejection on Titan DeYoung's in his body language, and he knows that was a catchable pass. For Mountain Ridge, it could have been a major advantage to have that early pickup on first down.
25 seconds left here in the third quarter. Hunt steps up, keeper, and gets a nice gain here. Sets up a 3rd and short coming up here for the Sentinels.
Yeah, and that'll likely be the final play of the third quarter here. Well, looks like Mountain Ridge is going to try and run one more.
With 5, with 4, with 3, with 2, and that will be the end of it. Trying to draw him off sides there, Brian.
I see what you're doing there, Coach Robbins. You're just trying to get me to jump off sides and make the wrong call over here. Well played, you rogue.
And so we head to the fourth quarter. 1 quarter left. The Davis Arts lead it 42-20 over the Mountain Ridge Sentinels. Don't go anywhere. Fourth quarter action here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSL Sports on the other side. And I want to welcome you back into the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. Alex Napolis, Brian Brown here with you as we start fourth quarter action. Jackson Hunt rolls out to his left, escapes, gets it downfield, and hits the turf, incomplete. Ball intended for Graydon Dumas.
Well, that was a great job. Jackson Hunt really under duress on that one. Able to get the ball off and at least gives his receiver an opportunity to reel it in. That was would have been a tough catch. Definitely would have been a Rewind top play nominee had he made it. In the meantime, we now have 4th down, Alex, and I think safe to say that this could be a turning point in what remains of this game.
11:52 left to go here in the fourth. Jackson Hunt will take the snap, empty backfield, gets it out quick, caught by Dumas. It's enough for the first down, and Graydon Dumas coming to play here in the second half.
Of course. Who else? Graydon Dumas. All he was waiting for was a shout out from his homeboy, Alex Annapolis, and suddenly he is exploded into this game, and I'm just laughing to myself because the composure and the calm operations of Jackson Hunt, just so impressive. Quarterback's so hard. He makes it look easy.
Hunt here again on first down. Takes a snap, drops back, gets it out, and it falls incomplete. Again, intended for Dumas. Hit the turf, but it does end up in Dumas's hands.
Yeah, and football has a way of pointing out everything. So you make a big play like that one, and immediately Davis comes back with pressure, and Hunt trying to throw off his back foot. And for quarterbacks, the mechanics of throwing are so fascinating, and I'm not going to try and explain it here on television, but you're just not on point. You can't deliver and get enough zip on a ball, and that one falls incomplete.
Hunt here on second down. Empty backfield for Hunt. Steps up in the pocket. Pressure coming. Gets it out over the top, and it falls incomplete. Intended for number 16, Renteria, the freshman, and it hits the turf.
Yeah, Renteria is fast, but he's not quite that fast. And you can see Jackson Hunt kind of dipping down, sitting down on his haunches because he knew he had Renteria there in the open deep. Just overthrows him slightly, and again, it's the escapability, the ability to get out of the pocket to avoid pressure that even creates that opportunity. Unfortunately, that puts Mountain Ridge into 3rd and long here.
Empty backfield once more for Hunt. He'll take the snap. Pressure coming over the top. Again, going towards the same intended target in Renteria, but it falls incomplete, and it'll bring up 4th down.
And we talk about critical moments. There's another one here for this Mountain Ridge Sentinel offense. And for the Davis defense, it's hands on hips right now. They've been out there a lot here in the second half. It's been a bit of a different ball game, and they've been tested. They keep getting stops and making big plays, and this Mountain Ridge team just keeps responding.
Fourth down play coming up for the Sentinels. 5 on the game clock. With 3, with 2, Hunt gets the snap off. Hunt steps up in the pocket. Hunt trying to do it himself. Gets it to DeYoung. And DeYoung with a big first down catch.
Wow. Just a heady play there by Jackson Hunt. Thought he had the room to scramble at the last second. Delivers a rocket to Titan DeYoung. And they pick up a massive conversion there on fourth down. Now here at the 20-yard line, Mountain Ridge is cooking.
Hunt. Dumas in motion. Out quickly to DeYoung. DeYoung up the sideline. DeYoung barrels to the end zone, but he'll be into the end zone. Touchdown, Sentinels.
That's a touchdown by Titan DeYoung.
Well, I don't know Greek mythology, but I know the Sentinels have a Titan in Titan DeYoung, and he stood up strong and tall on that one. He rumbles into the end zone for the touchdown for the Sentinels. And what a drive there by Mountain Ridge. Just time and time again, Davis thought they had him stopped, had him on fourth down. And Mountain Ridge digging deep, finding ways to get a touchdown there.
Robinson, the kick is up. The kick is good. And that'll make it a 42-27 game with 10:36 left to go.
And if you're Coach Nick Robbins, you are so proud of the response of your group right now. Yes, you're down by multiple touchdowns. But really what you've shown all game long is the ability to respond. And outside of a few plays there in the first half that I'm sure they wish they could have back, this Mountain Ridge team has gone toe-to-toe with Davis. But that being said, this Davis football team is special. And they've got a special player at quarterback in Trayden Bessinger. I would expect them to come out now with 10:36 and to make some plays to try and put the nail in the coffin here for the Sentinels tonight.
That touchdown and first downs on that last drive by the Mountain Ridge Sentinels brought to you by State Farm, TJ Olson Insurance. Mountain Ridge football is proud to be backed by TJ Olson Insurance. They're more than just an insurance agency. They're a true part of our community. Thanks to TJ Olson Insurance for supporting our team and helping make this season a success. TJ Olson Insurance, proud sponsor of the Mountain Ridge Sentinels football. Robinson here will boot this one away. Again, 42-27 with 10:36 left to go. That ball will go into the end zone and back for a touchback. And here comes that high-powered offense you talk about, Brian, with Trayden Bessinger leading out his troops.
And realistically, this is where Davis wants to be, where they have to put together a drive, right? I think some of what they need to develop as a team is that ability to control a game. So really what you want is you want to put together a long drive, short pickups, control the ball, control the clock. This is part of their progression. They've shown tonight that they can score in bunches and score in a hurry. Now they have to grow into that role of possessing the ball and clinching a win.
First down here for the Darts. As Bessinger with an empty backfield. He'll take the snap. Gets it out quick. Ball caught. Oh, nice move and a big tackle up the sideline and pushed out of bounds. Baggett with a huge play for the Davis Darts.
What do I know? Tyson Baggett just makes move after move on that and gets a monster block from Jackson Itihow on that one. And it's an explosive play right off the bat for Davis. And, man, I tell you what, this Dart offense is so much fun to watch because guys work for each other. And you see a guy like Jackson Itihow who's caught plenty of touchdowns. The first thing he wants to do is throw a block to spring his guy for a big play. You just love to see it.
10 minutes left to go here in the fourth. And it's Bessinger again who drops back, rolls out to his left, and tries to get it into the hands of Isaac Morrison, but it falls incomplete.
Yeah, and just a little bit behind Morrison as Trayton's rolling outside, and you see him communicating with his receiver there. Just, that's the benefit of having an experienced quarterback is he knows what his guys are supposed to do. So whatever mistakes are being made or whatever miscommunication there is, they're going to get it corrected and bounce back here. But for Davis, second and long now. It's just got to get the ball moving.
Bessinger takes a snap. Again, rolling out to his left, gets it away, and it is incomplete. Big defensive read, big defensive play made by Uluave.
Yeah. You talk about Cole Uluave. He's listed as a safety, but I talk about how he kind of plays that nickel position. So he made, I believe, 10 or 11 tackles against Skyridge in the first game. You see them making the play defensively in the backfield with a breakup, and a really impressive one at that, because it was a well-delivered ball from Bessinger, had his receiver, and Uluave makes a monster play. This Mountain Ridge secondary, we haven't talked a lot about them tonight, but they've really hung in the fight going up against one of the best wide receiver corps in the state.
Bessinger takes the snap, gets it away quickly, it's caught! Jackson Itihau finds some space, and Itihau wrestled down inside the red zone. Big play, darts.
I don't even know what to call Jackson Itihau. He's a weapon. I think that he's on loan from Hill Air Force Base. I don't know how Davis got him away from Layton High School, but he is an absolute unit out there. He's catching balls. He's throwing blocks. He's running it. He is an absolute joy to watch, and that I'm shook right now. I have to use absolute too many times. That's how excited I am.
Itihau, 3 touchdowns. Itihau, big night. Him and Bessinger, and this darts offense. First down coming up here for the home side. Davis starts as Bessinger takes the snap. He keeps, rolls out to his right. Pressure coming. Gets it up over the top towards the end zone and falls incomplete.
He throws that just a little shallow, so his wide receiver had an opportunity to come up underneath it, but just believe that it was Coleman, young junior, just not able to get there. And again, that's going to be part of Coleman's progression, is learning how to track those balls, come up underneath it. But for Davis, you can see that they smell blood, and they're going for that shot right now. They want to end this.
Second down here for the Darts.
And frankly, I don't blame them for wanting to put the nail in the coffin, because Mountain Ridge is the walking intimation of the Undertaker gif.
Handoff to Jackson Itihau, and he'll be wrestled down after about 4 yards on the gain.
Yeah, Itihau just, again, talked about him being the total package. Able to pick up a few yards there in the run game. Just trying to catch Mountain Ridge, maybe not so much off guard, but trying to just wear them down a little bit on this drive. Now you're 3rd and long, but again, this is Davis. Now they're very, very confident in what their offense is able to do. We've seen them do it through everything: slants, deep routes, rollouts, play action.
3rd down here for the Davis Darts. 8:15 left to go. Bessinger gets it out quick, caught and brought down. That's a catch for Bodie Sparrow. And enough for the first down.
And I think it's a luxury for Davis that you have so many players who can make plays, because in situations like this, Bodie Sparrow, we haven't called his name hardly at all in the second half, but when you need him the most, he's the guy you're going to go to, picks up the first down, and Davis now in complete control on this drive.
7:40, Bessinger takes a snap. He'll keep, gets it out to Baggett, will take it into the end zone, off the screen pass, and Tyson Baggett adds a touchdown. Bessinger with 17 tosses on the night.
Tyson Baggett looked like an Olympic sprinter on that one as he hurdles a defender, smooth as silk, and sprints his way into the end zone for the exclamation point touchdown as Davis goes ahead 48-27 here with 7:34 left. And Alex, what a performance by this Darts offense.
The kick is up. The kick is good. And with 49-27, the Davis Darts leads it. 7:34 left to go here in the fourth quarter. And that touchdown by the Davis Darts brought to you by Henry Walker Homes. Henry Walker Homes gets you in your home faster with communities in Davis and Salt Lake counties. They provide the custom look you want with the craftsmanship of an experienced builder. They work together with you to ease your concerns. It's like you're a part of the family. With mortgage promotions, they can get you in your dream home today. Visit them online at henrywalkerhomes.com. Also, big shout out to our presenting sponsor for Davis football here on the Rewind Sports Network is Black Flag. Life can wear on a person. If you're lacking the energy you wish you had to live your best life, check out Black Flag. Their energy sticks provide the pickup you want without any sugar or artificial colors or flavors. Use the code DART20 at blkflg.com to save 20% on your order. That's blkflg.com. Use the promo code DART20 to save 20% on your order. We'll have a return here for the Sentinels as Cohen Cunningham brings it up. And he'll be brought down by this Dart return team.
And just it gets out to about the 25-yard line, but not to play too much favor to our sponsors. If you need any more endorsement of Black Flag energy drink, it's this Davis Darts offense, as they clearly had some Black Flag before the game, and they have been ultra energized throughout the course of this one. Play after play, drive after drive. I mentioned it, only 2 punts so far this game, and I think with 7:26 left, this one's not completely out of hand, but I do expect that this Mountain Ridge team is going to keep fighting because it's just what they do.
Hunt gets it away to DeYoung. DeYoung past the 30 and wrestled down. 7 pickup on the pickup here for DeYoung, and it'll bring up second down.
And really what I like about Mountain Ridge tonight is they've found a bit of an identity on offense where it's not just about that smash mouth attack. They've developed something in the pass game. They got Dumas involved. We've seen Titan DeYoung make some plays. Cunningham.
Hunt, empty backfields over the middle, caught, and Dumas reels that one in. That's enough for a TJ Olson Insurance first down.
And we never really give the big fellas up front enough credit, but another good job by this offensive line. They're not the biggest group. In fact, the center, Jackson Aguirre, is 6 foot, 160 pounds. But they're tough and they fight. And they're well coached.
Empty backfield for Jackson Hunt. He'll take the snap. He drops back, steps up in the pocket, trying to get wrestled down. Has to just throw this one away as a Dart defender there had his hand into trying to bring him down. It looks like that was Bridger Young.
Yeah, and I think there's a bit of a discussion going on right now. First off, great job by Bridger Young getting in the backfield and almost able to bring Jackson Hunt down. Discussion there from the officials trying to figure out if Hunt was outside the tackle box, was able to throw the ball out of bounds and beyond the line of scrimmage.
Second down coming up here for the Mountain Ridge Sentinels. 6:22 left to go. Empty backfield again for Jackson Hunt. He'll take the snap, drops back over the middle, caught, and brought down for the third down play. But that's Renteria, the freshman, making the catch.
And, Cohen Cunningham is going to leave this program as a senior this year. When you look to the future, I think McKay Renteria is a real bright spot. He's played excellent tonight. Again, we haven't seen any of Mason Gomez, who had a great week last week against Lehigh.
Hunt drops back, steps up in the pocket. Hunt, depending on the spot here, that might be enough for the first. And we'll see what the call is, but it is going to be a first down here for the Sentinels, and that's another TJ Olson Insurance first down for Mountain Ridge.
And like I said, I expected that Mountain Ridge was going to come out and keep fighting. Whatever metaphor you want to use, row the boat, chop the wood. fight the fight maybe for Sentinels. I don't know.
Hunt gets this one away. Renteria pushed out of bounds. Good catch there from Renteria.
Well, shout out to Mike Leach and swing your sword. Whatever you want to say, that's what Mountain Ridge has done throughout the entirety of this game. They just continue to fight back, and this Davis defense knows right now they've got this game in control. So they're just trying not to allow any big plays or any kind of momentum moments that would really allow Mountain Ridge to get back into this one.
Hunt again drops back. Hunt over the top, looking to go deep, and it is batted away. Hits the turf, falls incomplete. Great coverage by the Darts defense.
Yeah, you see double covered out there. It looked like it was Renteria that he was looking for, the speedy young wideout. I believe he's a sophomore. Freshman, yeah, an absolute freshman, and just not able to reel that one in. Great job by the Davis defense to knock that ball out.
Third down coming up here for the Sentinels. Taking a look around what's happening around the state. How about the West High Panthers? 12-10 over American Fork currently. That ball is out and ball is complete, and it'll be first down Sentinels.
I believe that was Twiley. Able to reel that one in, but you mentioned the West Side Panthers. This is the first season under Coach Junior Solovi's tenure that they haven't gone out of state to play any games, and I think it's really played in their favor as they are currently undefeated and look to be picking up a big win against American Fork.
That ball out of bounds. Good catch there by Cohen Cunningham for the Sentinels.
Cohen Cunningham, you can be my wingman anytime, but I think the truth of the matter is I'll be yours because he has been in control all night long in this air attack, and just the offensive performance tonight by both sides has been really impressive. Just Davis has been so electric.
Lehigh currently up 21-17 against Northridge. And Weber up 27-19 against Roy as Hunt going deep, and it falls incomplete. 64-0, Harriman over Taylorsville. Crimson Cliffs with the 42-7 lead over Cedar Valley. Syracuse with a 35-7 lead over Bountiful. And then Lehigh with a good bounce back after their loss last week, up 36-0 against Kuna in Idaho. Hunt here on third. Keeps, goes out to his left. Up the sideline, Jackson Hunt into the end zone. Jackson Hunt, keeper to the house. And Sentinels with the touchdown.
Touchdown number 11, quarterback Jackson Hunt.
People are going to look at the score of this game, Alex, and they're going to think, oh, yeah, Davis handled business, and for the most part, that's what happened, but Jackson Hunt, there's a lot of people out there that owe him the Shaq gif. I'm sorry, sir, I was not familiar with your game. He is just such a fun player to watch, and I gush about these quarterbacks a lot, but listen, I'm a former offensive lineman. I know how critical they are in everything that we do, and Gordon Chiesa is a guy that I grew up listening to. He says, hug your point guards. And I say, hug your quarterbacks, man, because those guys have a tough job. They have to do a lot of hard things, and so tonight we were treated to a real special performance by two elite quarterbacks in this state, and that's saying something because there is a ton of quarterback talent out here. I know I'm a broken record, and I'm sure if people were playing the Drink with Dunny game at home, like, it would be over. Of course, everybody's doing that with Mountain Dew, right? But it's just the level and the competitiveness of football in this state, the hard work that these kids put in year-round. It's trainers, it's 7-on-7. I just whatever I can do to tell that story and talk about it more. It's a real privilege for us, number one, but more importantly, these kids deserve it.
Robinson here will boot this one away. His PAT was good, and so it makes it 49-34 with 4:35 left to go here in the fourth quarter. A short, just pooch kick that will go out of bounds, and Davis will get the ball back.
Yeah, and it's actually not great field position considering that it was a pooch kick, but really well executed pooch at that by Robinson. And I think, to me, I'm kind of chuckling to myself because really out of all the things that could have happened, the best thing happened for Davis where it bounced in the player's hand and he was escorted out of bounds, because that had all sorts of potential to take a weird hop or get bobbled or something like that. And so, if you're Davis, it's a giant sigh of relief that you just got it at the 25. And then for Mountain Ridge, you still got a chance. Look, it's 4:34 left. It's a 15-point game.
Sentinels need the stop here. Empty backfield for Bessinger. Swings it out over to the far left side. It's caught. Met by a swarm of Sentinel defenders. We'll see who emerged from that pile with the catch. It might have been Baggett. Oh, it's Itaihow again.
Yeah, what a surprise. You need something to go, call Jackson Itaihow. But I'm sitting here, I'm watching this game, and I believe it was number 34 for Mountain Ridge. Bridger Butterfield, he's a linebacker, and I'm getting exhausted because he sees a hole open up, comes on the delay blitz, and finds nothing but open air because Trent Bessinger's already got the ball out. Every play can be so frustrating.
Bessinger gets it out quick. It's caught. Up the sideline. Bodie Sparrow with the catch.
And again, just one of those situations, right? You think you've got a guy dead to rights, and Bodie Sparrow, so strong, so powerful, so explosive. He's able to break that first tackle, or you would have had him stopped in the third down. Instead, he turns it into a first down. I think that's part of why we love football, though, right?
Absolutely. Here comes the first down with Trayden Bessinger and the Davis Darts offense. Bessinger, handoff up the middle to Itaihow, and again, Jackson with a big run.
Itaihow up the middle.
And it looks like we're going to get a timeout here from Mountain Ridge. And probably a good usage of a timeout in the sense that you've got to get your defense settled down a little bit here. You're starting to see some holes really open up, and I think Coach Nick Robbins knows that it's not about tonight, it's about the season. You've got a region that is very winnable for the Sentinels. Bingham having a hard night tonight. I don't know can't remember if we got to that score or not, but they're having a tough outing, I believe.
9-3, the score there. Westlake up 9-3 over the Bingham Miners.
And with Bingham being a bit down, Riverton is a strong team, a strong opponent out there. There's a lot on the table for this Mountain Ridge program, and so right now tonight it's not necessarily about getting the win, but it is about staying composed and staying in the fight.
You mentioned Riverton. Riverton on the road in San Clemente, California, down 28-0 at the halftime break.
Yeah, and San Clemente, a real powerhouse down there in California. A program that's won a few division championships, and it's a great opportunity for them to go play out of state, play some different competition, see what football's like elsewhere. And frankly, anybody who gets to go to Dana Point to play football, or San Clemente, I guess, that's a win in my book.
Hand off to Jackson. Jackson again trying to make a move upfield, and instead he'll be brought down. Well, we'll see what the spot is. And that's enough for the first down. Itaihow.
Yeah, I wish we had an updated stat screen so that we could tell people just how impressive Jackson Itaiho's night's been. But again, multiple touchdowns. I believe is he 4 touchdown passes this night? And I know for sure he's had 4, yes, because he got that last one in the end zone. And then he's been able to do it on the ground. I mentioned the block.
It's Bessinger who takes the snap, gets it out quick, caught, and brought down prior to the first down gain, but a big play here on first down. 8 on the catch from Baggett.
Tackled by Braden Washington.
And Mountain Ridge spends a timeout here with 2:42 left and brings out his defensive group there. And I don't know that this is so much about rallying the troops as it is what we talked about, just keeping your guys composed. But, to go back to talking about competition within regions, Alex, I think on both sides you have programs here. Davis, likely the clear favorite in Region 1, and I don't think I saw anything tonight to take away from that.
I do like how Region 2 stacks up for Mountain Ridge. You have a lot of great teams, and you're going to have a lot of big tests for the Sentinels, including maybe even an extra added rivalry heat there against Harriman, Harriman off to a phenomenal start this season, but Copper Hill is also off to a great start this year. Riverton off to a good start this year. It's a very fun, and it's going to be a very competitive Region 2, and I'm excited to see what Nick Robbins of the Sentinels offense and the Sentinels team can do in that region.
Yeah, it's a new region for the most part now. Corner Canyon gone, but you have Bingham, Mountain Ridge, Harriman, Riverton, Westlake, Copper Hills, and Cedar Valley out here, and even Westlake looks like it's going to be a tough out. This is going to be a competitive field, and we talk so much about Region 6 and just everything not Region 6, but Region 3.
Region 6 too. Region 6 a fun one.
Yeah, Region 6 is good. Alta, Brighton, Bountiful, Olympus, Viewmont, Woods Cross, but Region 3 is what we like to call it the SEC of high school football, right? With American Fork, Corner Canyon, Lehigh, Lone Peak, and Sky Ridge. But as we talked about, there are some other regions out there with great football going on. And Davis, no slouch in Region 1. You've got Weber, Farmington, Syracuse getting a win tonight, it looks like.
A big one against the Bountiful Red Hawk, against the defending champion. Obviously, a different offense. You graduated a lot of talent on that offense, but man, it's a big win for Syracuse if they're able to hold on to that one.
Yeah, and it looks like Davis and Syracuse kind of the front runners. Weber has had a tough start to the season, but that's a program that's very competitive, and they're going to crawl their way back in. Farmington, new head coach this year, but they're a tough competitor as well. And Layton has not had as much success this year as they had in years past, and so while they may end up being the bottom of the region, they're by no means a doormat.
Another timeout taken, another TJ Olson Insurance timeout taken by the Mountain Ridge Sentinels. Out of timeout. That was their last timeout of the second half here with 1:54 left to go. The Sentinels down 34-49. Davis can put this one on ice with the first down. Bessinger takes the snap, and the pressure's coming. Bessinger's going to be sacked. A swarm of Sentinels in there to take down Trayden Bessinger. And it looked like the first one there was Butterfield. And Uluave.
Yeah, and again, we talked about it. This game's probably out of reach, but there are still milestones to hit if you're Mountain Ridge. And I think on that one, it's a play to build on. And it's coaching moments where you want to stay in the fight and stay competitive throughout the course of the game. I don't want to ramble on too much about that kind of stuff because with almost a minute left, this one's out of reach. But
empty backfield. Caught by Morrison. Morrison up the sideline. And he'll just slide down. Smart play there from Isaac Morrison.
Free pass to Isaac Morrison.
But we have flags behind the play.
I do wonder if maybe this one is illegal man downfield. Now, Trayden Bessinger says this is going against Mountain Ridge. There we go. Yep. I don't know what Trayden Bessinger's future holds. They're likely playing football at the next level, but he may have a career in politics. He lobbied that one pretty successfully. As the student section breaks out with the "I believe that we just won" chant, I can't really dispute it. That was a great play with Bessinger finding a nice flick pass to Morrison for the first down and more.
Victory formation coming up here for the Davis Darts, as Bessinger will likely just knee this one out and see this one away. With 35 seconds left, Bessinger will go under center. He'll take the knee. The home fans here at Davis High School on their feet, cheering on their team as the clock winds down. Both teams making their way to the midfield as the Davis Darts will walk away with a 49-34 win here at home. A major bounce back after that heartbreaking overtime loss to the Farmington Silverwolves last week. There's the buzzer, there's the final. And the Davis Darts will improve to 2-1 on this season, while the Sentinels will fall to 1-2 on the year. But before we dive into the performance that was Trayden Bessinger, hang your head high, Sentinels.
Yeah.
Jackson Hunt was phenomenal. It's a loss, but you have a lot to look forward to in Jackson Hunt.
We talked about, just you and I, before the game, how was Mountain Ridge going to respond following a massive, almost program-changing victory last week. And really, it was an impressive response. Davis is one of the best teams in the state. I don't think there's any question about that. Last week's result had zero influence in my mind in terms of who Davis is and what they're capable of. For Mountain Ridge, this is all part of your growth. So, like you said, hang those heads high, walk off proud. You've got plenty more to play for. But on the flip side of it is you see the Davis players run off the field and go celebrate with the student section. This is one that they're gonna enjoy. This is a real feel-good victory because you beat a tough football team in Mountain Ridge, and you responded well after a bit of a heartbreaker last week.
One of the proud sponsors of Davis High football here on the Rewind Sports Network is Oak Lane Advisors. Oak Lane Advisors help people grow and protect their financial assets based on the client's goal, risk appetite, and other factors. We customize portfolio strategies for continued success. We have proven processes and a team of knowledge professionals to ensure desired balance. They sponsor the player of the game for the Davis Darts. So, Brian, who is your player of the game for Davis?
It's really hard when somebody throws 7 touchdown passes and they don't get the player of the game. But I'm giving it to Jackson Itai tonight, as he had 9 receptions for 175 yards, 3 touchdowns. Also ran the ball 9 times for 42 yards. And that one monster block to free a teammate up. It was an impressive game.
What a stat line from Jackson Itahau. But my player of the game for the Davis Darts, of course, has to be Trayden Bessinger, 7 touchdowns on the night. And that leads us into our helmet stickers, brought to you by Tap Bank. Brian, your helmet sticker of the night.
Yeah, I think it started off right at the very beginning, and it's a little bit of a cheap play, but it was Trayden Bessinger throwing that very first touchdown pass to Bodie Sparrow, showing the dominance right off the bat, setting the tone. To me, that was just an excellent opener, and Davis showed right off the bat that they were here to play and compete tonight.
I'm going to go with the Jackson Hunt touchdown. Phenomenal run to just tuck it in on 3rd down. You take it all by yourself and you go into the end zone. Keep your team in this one. My helmet sticker of the night goes to Jackson Hunt. Again, that's the helmet stickers brought to you by Tap Bank here on the Rewind Sports Network. That's going to do it for us here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. From Alex Napolis, he's Brian Brown. Huge shout out to Tino on the camera. And from the entire Rewind Sports family, we thank you for watching. Everyone have a good night. We'll talk to you next week here on KSLSports.com.